Yeah, so I'm always excited when they have new footage from the set of movies that they're filming, especially these superhero movies, because there's so much anticipation. And superhero movies have become the thing, the new blockbuster, and they're doing really well with them instead of just trying to give you a visual feast. So we got our first official look at Shocker, and thanks to heroichollywood.com, they put up the pictures not too long ago. And I have to say I'm kind of pleased with what I can see. It isn't the best picture, but it's good enough. That's all we need. You know what I mean? I'm pleased. I'm very pleased with what I see. Still got the yellow incorporated in there, and he gets those vibro shock units on his arms. I mean, can you ask for anything better? Except for something that look a little bit more like what his comic appearance looks like. Exactly, like just get the. But it doesn't matter. I think I'm pleased with this, and that's because I had expectations of him looking very very different. I know some people were talking about the artwork for Spider-Man: Homecoming, where it shows Vulture, and they were like, "Oh man, his wings look like they have some kind of engine inside the wings," and they would have rather have been like, you know, even if it was mechanical feathers, more of what we used to in the comics. But that didn't really bother me either. But I was just wondering how he was going to do Shocker and if he was going to look like this at all. Especially since we found out Bokeem is playing Shocker. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, is he going to be in a suit? Is he not going to have a suit? Is he just going to have some handgun? Is that going to be big and bulky or crazy looking? But I'm very pleased with this. I really am. I saw it. I liked it. I sent it to some friends. I'm like, hey, look at this, look at that. Oh, everybody was pleased so far. The thing I like about Shocker is, he was a villain who was never really top tier villain. He's not the guy where Spider-Man knew he was going to have trouble with a time or another. He was just a guy who always had his plans spoiled by Spider-Man. Not just because of skill, it's just he's a crook. He's a crook, and he's trying to become, instead of a petty thief, because he has the shock units, now he's like a super villain, you know what I mean? And he's trying to always, one up the score that he had last time. And it's funny because he's a guy I always said you could put in the movies, and it doesn't have to be the main villain, doesn't have to be a big part of the story. He could be, one of the side quests that Spider-Man has to overcome, or he can be interfering between a main battle between the main villain and Spider-Man. I liked Shocker. I always liked him. I liked him in the comics whenever I saw him. I liked him in the video games, the cartoons. He was just a guy that I think that's how a person would be if they keep getting locked up or stopped and they come back and they're just gonna do the same thing over and over, because it's like next time he come, I'm ready for him. And he just never is. Spider-Man always gets him, and I would really like if he's in each and every Spider-Man Homecoming movie. I don't care if it's the beginning scene, somewhere in the middle, or the end. I like Shocker for that, and I think a lot of villains from numerous superheroes, they have villains of this caliber where they're not top tier, they're not necessarily the bottom. They give you a good show, and it's just somebody that the hero is always like, okay, they're up to this again, let me get them. You know what I mean? I love Shocker. I don't know why. He's just one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. He embodies everything you want of a person who keeps coming back, and I think they can do some real humorous things with that. Like next time you see a Spider-Man movie in the MCU/Sony, there's Shocker again. You're like, oh, let's see what happens now. And they can make it really funny and comical. Can make it challenging for Spider-Man just to see how he overcomes it. I'm happy with Shocker being in this movie. I was very excited. Anyway, that's all I got for that Spider-Man Homecoming set photo of Shocker. Like, share, subscribe, comments, whatever. See you later.